You know they don't.
Hey!
Hi!
Hello!
Hey, people.
Hey, people. You caught us on the day. Listen,
Great.
Listen. Don't you know what?
I
don't
get my hair done on Friday.
You know what? I buy my new hair on Friday. I don't. I lied on accident. It's okay.
You a mess.
Maybe I spoke it into existence.
You don't need no new hair.
I know. I got lots underneath. All right, give us a moment so we can share this. I did not share it, but I hope y'all had a good day today because the day was given. Okay. Oh man, I cannot believe Enoch is just doing what he be doing, boy.
Enoch is Enoching.
Mm-hmm. That's what I be putting in the description too. The visions are visioning. Okay, I don't know if it's a word, but it be a word.
It's a word, as far as I'm concerned.
Mm-hmm. Not them trying to record my message. Ooh,
Girl, these phones
be something else.
Mm-hmm.
All right, let me go ahead and send it. Mm-hmm. Hopefully you guys had a beautiful day. Y'all gotta excuse me because I have my face feel congested. Y'all know how that be.
Sound like you got a little cold or something.
Yeah, it's trying to catch. I'm not trying to catch it, but it's still trying to catch me.
Drink some tea, put some ginger in it. Mm-hmm. That's what I ended up doing today.
Whew. All right, so I sent it out. So y'all see me drinking water, okay?
Okay.
All right, so we are, first off, if you don't know who I am, I'm Bonnie G in the place to be. Hey.
We know we crazy, y'all.
You know. And then if you don't know who she is with the lifter of my head, shout out to that good boy. The lifter of my head, okay?
Yes.
That's what I'm talking about. With the scripture attached, lifting up the head. Come on, somebody. All right. Shout out to Yahudi Inc. when they was in business. If you can hear me, you need to be back in business.
Yes,
all right?
Do.
You do. But she's none other than Auntie Shelly on the beats. But that's right. Y'all know we don't even do that for ourselves, but we do it for the community. Hashtag we are community minded. Yes, sir. Yes, ma'am. All right. So before we dive into Enoch, which is Enoching, like Enoch.
Yeah, Grandpa Enoch is on it.
He is revealing, showing, taking us on a journey that happened in real life. Okay. So we're gonna go into a word of prayer. Okay. Father, I thank you for allowing us to make it today. Thank you for allowing us to be here mentally, emotionally, physically, and spiritually, Father, because we didn't have to be here with all of our sins, okay, with all of our abilities. We did not, but you saw fit to allow us to be here. So we thank you for that. And we pray that you will continue to forgive us for our sin, Father. Please cleanse us from all iniquity. Father, anything that can separate us from you for eternity, Father, that is not your goal. That is not the goal for your people. You do not want them to fall into Sheol. Okay, you want us to be with you. And so that's the goal for you. I said that backwards, but you know what I mean. You want us to live with you. And so I just pray that you will bless your people on tonight. Bless us as we read. Father, give us the strength, give us the understanding, give us context, give us revelation, Father, because it's not coming from us. It's coming from you. And so we just always stand 10 toes down is a peak? Yeah, it's a toe. 10 toes down, okay? On where 2 or 3 are gathered in your name, you will be in the midst. And so we just stand on that and we invite your spirit to be right in the midst, Father. Help us, Father. We cannot do it on our own accord. It will be wiggity wiggity whack and useless. And so we just pray that you will be in the midst of this. May your people be blessed. May they be encouraged. May they pull out lessons that you want us to learn and implement and do things differently, Father. In Yahushua HaMashiach's name, I pray. Amen.
Hallelujah.
Hallelujah. Okay. Listen, if you thought prayer had to be deep and it didn't have to involve your personality, that ain't it.
Yeah, nah.
How I am here is how I am in my prayer. I'm like, Father.
Because he know us.
You know.
We're going to be phony for
That'd be teaching y'all the wrong thing. Okay. That'd be showing y'all the wrong stuff. All right. Nevertheless, I hope you have a good day. Did you have a good day?
Yes.
That's what I'm talking about. I had a good day. Shalom, Auntie Cammy Cam. Shalom, Auntie Shishi. Good to see you.
Hey, she look probably locked and loaded.
She ready. She is ready. Okay. So if you're ready, we're still in the 89th chapter. One thing we just don't want to go through the book, but we want to grow through the book. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So we are in chapter 89, verse 84. And Auntie, okay, listen, buckle your seatbelts. Okay, because Auntie Shishi is ready. Here we go. Again, I saw that those sheep wandered and went various ways, forsaking their house. And that their Adonai called to some among them, whom he sent to them.
Okay, we're going to stop.
Mm-hmm.
Because this is where we left off yesterday, because we were naming prophets. So just remember let's just throw a couple out there just to kind of get us back on track.
Okay.
Name some prophets.
Ezekiel. Okay, Elijah.
Okay, I'll take Elijah.
That was just my guess.
You were guessing at Elijah?
No, I know Elijah.
Oh, okay.
Yes, Deborah.
Okay, I remember that one.
Yeah, I remember her. Oh, man.
Who took over for Elijah? You guys remember his name?
It's very similar. Gideon. Yep.
Okay, that's one. Who took over for Elijah? Elijah. Who took over for Elijah?
Let me see.
It's real close. You would almost think they was twins.
Yep. And if you read it in the English, you say, "Hey, Alicia." If you read it in English, you be like, "Hi, Alicia." She said, "A letter, please." Okay, we're playing Wheel of Fortune.
E.
Yes. See, I was right. Yes, come on, American. See what he said, Elisha.
Elisha, yeah. Because I remember I used to get them. Sometimes I still do get them mixed up. Like, which one saw that? Which one did that?
Yes, yep. I knew. I went to school with a boy named Elisha, and he spelt it like that. And I was like, "Why would your mama name you?" Because I wasn't awake, and I wasn't even there. Elisha. I was like, "Why would she name you Alicia? You a whole boy." And he was like, "You're stupid." It's Elisha. And I was like, "No, it's Alicia." Who's stupid now? If you ever come across this video, my bad. I didn't know. You're right. Ignorance, okay? All right. Good to see you, American Sigma. Good to see you, Creating with Tuck. Good to see you. We were just naming a few of the prophets just to get back on track.
Yeah. Okay. So he sent some among them.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, let's read 86.
And again, we're in chapter 89 and we're in verse 86. No, 84. Yeah.
Yeah, 89, you're going to read 86.
Okay. But the sheep began to kill. And when one of them was saved from slaughter, he leaped and cried out against those who were desirous of killing him. But
okay. Okay, go to the next, read 87.
But Yahweh of the sheep delivered him from their hands and made him ascend to him and remain with him. He sent also many others to them to testify and with lamentation to exclaim against them.
Okay, so stay with me.
Okay.
We're about to pluck somebody out the lineup, okay? So you just named the prophets, right? Stay with me. Stay with me.
All right. Well, don't drive too fast.
So it says, but these the sheep began to kill. That's the prophets. They were killing the prophets. Mm-hmm. And when one of them was saved from slaughter, he leaped and cried out against those who were desirous of killing him. Stay with me.
Okay. Who
do you think this is that was saved from the slaughter?
I remember this.
And yes, there's an argument for more than one of them. But right now, that's all I'm going to give you right now. Who was saved? Give me a prophet that was saved from slaughter. They wanted to kill him.
Okay, give me origin, please.
Give you what?
Give me origin, please.
Origin as in, you talking about where did he live?
Yeah, never mind.
Oh.
My friend came on. He saved me. My uncle came on, okay? My cousin came on, okay? And Auntie Shishi came on. He said, Elijah?
Okay, why Elijah? Out of all the ones I ever say, why Elijah?
And Auntie Shishi said the same thing.
Okay.
Kind of rolling you under there too.
Mm-hmm.
Can I use it? Can you use it in a sentence, please? It's a spelling bee, okay?
Why Elijah? Why would you choose Elijah?
Well, he said chariots of fire.
And you chose that because
He didn't burn up?
No, I want them to.
Oh,
that was your.
No, I'm not that smart like
no,
that.
Yeah, no, related to. Okay.
So he was being so desirous to kill him, but Yahuwah saved him, delivered him from their hands. So what took place?
Okay, it made him ascend to him and remain with him. Okay, so that's why you're picking him, right?
So he said because Jezebel dimmed him was on the head top.
Who said that?
My cousin. My little big cousin.
Which
American
cousin?
Sigma.
Come on, American Sigma inside my head. That's where I wanted you. I wanted you to take me to the whole picture. Like, so they wanted to kill him. Jezebel wanted to kill him, but why? Now I'm going to ask you why. Why did Jezebel want Elijah dead? She put a 24-hour contract out on a brother, on my uncle. Why? Why him? It's a bunch of prophets.
Okay. Auntie Sheila, she said he was taken up in the whirlwind, right?
Yeah, but why did Jezebel want him dead?
He said, my cousin, he said, I missed y'all the past 2 nights. He said, I caught y'all today. I'm ready.
Why did Jezebel want Elijah dead?
Okay, wait a minute.
She was like, in 24 hours.
What did he do?
What did he do? She was mad.
Hold on.
And I mean mad in every sense of the word.
Right, she went crazy. If I look around, maybe it'll come to me. Hold on.
You all know this?
I do.
Don't think too hard.
I know it. It's just not coming to me.
Don't think too hard. It's famous. Everybody, every church know this. Everybody preach on this one. They miss some stuff, but everybody preach on this one. Why does Jezebel want him dead? She said.
Sheila says she was killing her own children.
Wrong person. You're thinking of her daughter.
Oh yeah, that's right.
That's Attila.
Attila.
No, why did Jezebel want Elijah dead?
He wouldn't sleep with her? I don't know. That's
right. No prophet. You all know this. Okay.
I don't even know why. That was Joseph that I'm thinking about.
I'm gonna try to give you a hint. Fire.
He slayed 400 of their prophets, right?
Who said that?
You, my little big cousin.
Okay, little big cousin. Give me where was he at when he killed 400 of her? Of her prophets. What's the famous place? Where were they at?
Oh, I'm failing tonight.
Y'all know this.
I know this. This is wild.
It's something good to eat. was everybody don't like it, I guess.
Steak.
It's sweet. They was on steak.
He said Mount Carmel.
Yes,
How would you say
sir.
it's good to eat?
Caramel. You don't like
Caramel.
Remember, they were talking about Yah wasn't Yah, and he said, "Okay, whoever's got answers by fire."
Oh yes, and he put
They
the
start
thing
cutting
down.
themselves, and he's like,
Yes.
"Just
See,
call him a little louder. Maybe he on vacation. Maybe he out grocery shopping." Of course, I'm paraphrasing. Where he
when I
at?
said origin, please, that's the origin I needed to
Oh.
put this together. Okay.
Well,
When I said language, put it in the sentence, like spelling bee type of help.
Okay, sorry. And remember, and then he said, okay. Remember, they start cutting themselves.
Yes.
He was just like, he was
crying.
being petty.
Yeah,
Remember, he was like, maybe he out, maybe he on vacation, maybe they scream a little louder.
See?
Then he was like,
petty existed. Y'all didn't think it
and
did.
remember, he built the altar. They
with
picked
the rocks.
they poured the water, and the fire came down, consumed the offering, the altar, and all the water.
Yep.
And then he killed a bunch of them. Jezebel heard about that. She said, in 24 hours,
you right.
You a dead man.
She put a hit on that brother.
Brother had to flee to the wilderness.
He sure did. Wow.
Yes. You all remember that?
Yes.
I told you
we didn't know
you
it.
all know what you know. Come on. But what's the one? Sigma?
Yeah.
Sigma.
He
knew what was up. He knew what was up.
Yeah.
Okay.
All
and
right.
then he ascended, so we know that. And remember, he went in the whirlwind.
Yep. Auntie Shishi, she brought it out.
He went in the whirlwind. I know they like to show the picture with the chariot, with the horses. Horses do not do this. And the reason why I want you all to get it, because I used to do that. Like, oh, he went up in the chariot. Let me find it now. Never tripped off the whirlwinds. And since we now know what some of the angels look like the angel Yah rolled down on when he came to judge, it's that angel with the
eyes
wheel
everywhere.
in the middle of the wheel, and it goes like this. And the Hebrew word for chariot is, I want to say it's sus. It's something like that. But it just means transportation, and then it just means what the transportation is fueled by. So transportation fueled by fire. That's why we need to get that image of the horse with the chariot out of our mind and start thinking what they call a UFO. You know how it's round and it's spinning and it's round? No, that's a whole angel that they want out of your mind, because when you see the real ones come, you're going to think, it's aliens. No, boo. It's angels. Some of them fallen, some of them real. Like still on Yah's side. So I need you to get that in your mind. Don't let nobody tell you that's some UFO from another planet. And remember, UFO just means unidentified flying object. So,
they did a number on us.
Okay. And made him ascend to him and remain with him. So Elijah has not been back down. Okay. So he said he made Elijah to go up. And can you imagine if you Jezebel and you are frustrated and you looking everywhere for Elijah? Elijah gone, babe.
You ain't finding him.
You got 24-hour contract out on the brother. Ain't nobody finding him because he ain't here.
In the way she died?
Oh, yeah.
That's crazy.
Not here. Okay.
All right. You want me to start reading at 89?
Yes.
Okay. Again, I saw when some of them forsook the house of their Adonai and his tower, wandering on all sides and growing blind. I saw that Yahuwah of the sheep made a great slaughter among them in their pasture, until they cried out to him in consequence of that slaughter. Then he departed from that place of his habitation and left them in the power of lions, tigers, wolves, and in the hyenas, and in the power of foxes and every beast.
Okay, let's stop. So, they started acting up again.
Yeah, but it was a slow, gradual.
Yes. Slow,
like
gradual.
It is today.
Everybody acting up. Mm-hmm. Okay. So he says they forsook the house. Remember we talked about the house yesterday, the tower. They call it tower. They were wandering on all sides. They were growing blind. So he made a slaughter out of them, right? And he left. Like, see when it says, then he departed from the place of his habitation and left them in the power of the lions, the tigers, the wolves, and the hyenas. What's the place of his habitation that he left? Y'all notice we just talked about this. We just talked about this. I believe it was yesterday we talked about it.
I think that was the day before. Or maybe you're right. Yeah, it was yesterday.
Unless it was Friday.
Yeah, my
Friday or yesterday. Yeah. What's the habit? What's his habitation? Come on. You know this. His habitation. He left it.
I forgot you can see me. I was going to give y'all a hint, but she can see me.
Yah's habitation or Yah's house.
That was a good one.
Yeah, they are good.
She said the tab. That's what I'm talking about. Okay.
The what?
Tab. You want her to say the whole name? Because you know when you texting.
She means the tabernacle.
Yeah.
Well,
kind of no.
Well, I'm a only kind of take it because.
All right, then don't take it.
It's not technically.
Shelia says temple.
The temple, yes. So the reason why I want to take the tabernacle because the temple is patterned after the tabernacle. So I'm not going to say you wrong. I'm going to just say, you too hip for the room.
That's the blueprint.
You know your history, girl. Go ahead.
She said, got it. She got it.
So remember he told them when they built it, he's like, but if you act up, I will tear it down. And remember, he was leaving. And he was always showing the prophets like where his fire was over the temple. And he said, I'm taking it away. I'm leaving this place because y'all acting up. And remember, they was doing all kind of crazy stuff in that temple.
Oh, they literally
offering to other guys and other people live all up in there, wasn't supposed to be in there. They was acting crazy. So he left the place of his habitation, said he just left them to the lions, the tigers, the wolves, and the hyenas, the foxes, and every beast.
Yeah, I didn't go further than that. I'm on 91.
Okay, let's do 91 and 92. I'm going to do them together.
Okay. And the wild beasts began to tear them. I saw, too, that he forsook the house of their fathers and their tower, giving them all into the power of lions to tear and devour them, into the power of every beast.
Okay. So,
wouldn't want that kind of.
Tell me who he left in power over Yisrael. Try to make sure that's not too hard. Okay, let's do this. Think of a divided Yisrael. One group went first, one group went second.
Oh!
No, I know.
Okay.
What happened?
I heard you. They said they need a hint, please. They need the origin.
Yisrael is split. There's a upper half and a lower half.
Yep. Y'all, if y'all was rocking with us with story time a few months ago.
So I'll even give you northern and southern. I'll even give you that.
She said where? Judah?
No. Who's the lions and the foxes and the beasts and that took control of them?
Creating with tuck, she said Judah, but no, not them. No.
Well, what does she mean when she says Judah?
Both of them said it.
Oh, but
Shelia.
who's Judah is not the lions and the that he left them. Oh, they're trying to get the kingdoms.
Yeah.
No, I'm just telling right now, northern, southern. Yes, one of them is Judah. The southern kingdom is Judah.
She said, who's in the power of control?
Who took control of northern and who took control of southern?
Yes. American Sigma said King Nebuchadnezzar.
Of which one, northern or southern? So Judah or the other ones? Right. I put it like that because it's a lot of them. And Nebuchadnezzar is the king of what?
Auntie Shishi, she said southern.
Okay.
And he said south.
Okay, that's Nebuchadnezzar. You are right. What's the name of the country? Y'all know this.
Well, I do know. Duh.
Remember, this is southern. This is Judah. This is.
She said, "Letter, please." I love this. Like Wheel of Fortune thing that we got going.
But I'll give you this. I'm not giving you a letter, but I'll give you this. Daniel, Shadrach, Meshach, Abednego.
You might as well gave him the answer.
Yeah, I know.
Babylon.
Okay. So now let's go a little deeper. Who got the northern kingdom? They went first because they was just acting up from start. Who got northern? This was a.
I'm out for the. I'm a Shark Tank.
It starts with the A.
I think I'm a Shark Tank it. For this reason, I'm out. I can neither go deeper.
This was my because we never really kind of talk about this one because they. Let me just not answer.
Shelia said Ahaz.
Oh, that's the name of a king.
Okay.
So remember when they were taken away captive to Babylon, it was for a certain period of time, 70 years. Then you get to come back. Southern kingdom. But the northern kingdom, you out of here. He didn't really give them a time frame. Where'd they go?
Yeah, I'm at the Shark Tank.
Start with an A. This one is hard. I'm gonna admit that.
Yeah.
Unless you just like
Assyria.
Yes, very good. Who said it?
My little big cousin. He did Assyria. Sigma.
Come on now.
Because I couldn't get it. Listen.
Yes, Assyria. So that they went to Assyria, but they were never given a date of their return. Like Babylon, you here for 70 years and y'all can go back home.
Right. Okay.
Right. But that was because the southern kingdom or Judah with Levites and some of the Benjamites, they had good kings. But the moment that kingdom split, the northern kingdom, remember they set up an idol right away. Yes. They set up 2 idols right away.
Yeah.
One was in Dan.
Yep.
And one was
right
before you. Yeah. You remember like in front of it, like ha.
Yeah.
Ha. And if you read the book of Tobit, because there were some in the northern kingdom that was like, we ain't with y'all, that still came on down to Jerusalem, had to go past all that. So there were some, but not all. Yes. So most of it. So they got taken away into Assyria, and they were not given a return date. And I'm trying to remember what book it was in. I want to say it was 4th Ezra, but I need to go look it up, where it tells you that when at a certain period of time, because Assyria is like where Russia and Alaska and all that is. And you all know, I think you all know that Russia and Alaska is right next to each other.
I only know that because you
Oh yeah.
Yeah, because you shared.
So it shows, and sometimes that that water dries up. So at one time the king shifted in Assyria, and a bunch of the Hebrews got up and left. So that's why there's some that live in Alaska, and that's how they eventually got to the U.S. And that's why when they were here, when Columbus came over, he brought Hebrews. They knew some of them got here, and that's why. I mean, they could say Indians all they want, but that's why that word is real kind of crazy with some of, because some of us think Indian and we think Asia. Mm-hmm. But they start calling them, of course, they're going to try to throw us off any way they can because they weren't really Indians.
Right.
But Columbus thought he was going to India. Mm-hmm. But he
thought a lot. And he gets celebrated.
But so
his lies.
Yes. So Assyria, very good. Okay.
I just need to know, what book are you reading from, sir? Because I just want to know, like, can you snap a picture? Can
Maybe
you post
he
it?
just know Assyria.
I'm not saying, listen, what kind of notes you got at the bottom of your book? You know? I'm just saying. Help a sister out. All right.
Where are we? Are we on 93?
93.
Yeah.
Then I began to cry out with all my might, imploring Yahweh of the sheep, and showing him how the sheep were devoured by all the beasts of prey. But he looked on in silence, rejoicing that they were devoured, swallowed up, and carried off, and leaving them in the power of every beast for food. He called also 70 shepherds, and resigned to them the sheep, that they might overlook them, saying to them and to their associates, every one of you henceforward overlook the sheep, and whatsoever I command you, do, and I will deliver them to you numbered. I will tell you which of them shall be slain, these destroy, and he delivered the sheep to them.
Okay. So
he said, I'm just listening.
So now Enoch is seeing this and he was like, oh no. I mean, he's probably seeing more detail than he's writing down. If you allow me to say, like, he sees what is actually going on behind the scenes. Like, look what they're doing to them.
Yeah.
This is crazy.
Yeah.
So he said, but it says Yahuwah was just looked on in silence. Like,
so I ain't saying that.
Like rejoicing that they were devoured, swallowed up, carried off, and leaving them in the power of every beast for food.
Wow.
Why would he rejoice over that? Why would Yahuwah rejoice over that? Really, really think about it. What do you mean he rejoiced? Like he was happy to let what? I'm gonna put it this way. And right now I'm getting ready to admit to everyone right now, this is where it gets tricky. Even for me. Okay. Even for me. So, but I have to just, like I say, like we all know, let's think, what do we already know? What would cause the fact that he sent our ancestors away into captivity make him rejoice? What's so rejoicing about that?
So they can learn to call on him?
That's what I'm thinking. Okay. That's my answer. Because he knows when they're there, they're going to call on me. Right now, if I leave them here, they're going to keep doing what they're doing. We're going to go through this cycle. But let me carry them away and have them be devoured. Certain ones, I'm going to, let live, but for different reasons. He said, but they're going to know to call on me. And what do?
We call.
We called. Even when you think about now, when those 400 years are up, why are they up? Because we start calling on him. And he knew the time frame. He knew it's going to take them 400 years. So I'm going to kick back in silence. Mm-hmm. They're going to go through what they're going to go through. Mm-hmm. Some of them going to die. Some of them going to live. But one day they are going to call on me for good. Wow. And they're going to be like, their eyes going to be so open. they ain't gonna want to go back. They're not gonna want to go back. Okay, so then just but anybody else say
Auntie
throw
Shishi.
yeah.
She said that makes sense.
Oh, okay. Please remember we are studying this together. Okay. Wait, where was I? Okay. He called also 70 shepherds and resigned to them the sheep that they might overlook them. Who is the 70 shepherds? Now, when I look at my notes, it says the ancient Sanhedrin or elders of Yisrael.
I don't.
But when I think of the Sanhedrin,
I think I'm
I
on the
know
ladder
the
with this one.
Sanhedrin's origins. I don't know if I could totally agree with Sanhedrin unless the 70 that were first appointed were righteous, and then it started to get anybody who's read Maccabees knows it started to get like, ooh, they start putting their own people there. I'll put it that way. Some of those other nations, remember?
So to me, that's where I get different nations that I give you permission to have my people, but deal with them properly. Now, some of them gonna get killed and all this stuff, but
don't do too much.
Do too much. Not too much. Not too much, sir.
Okay.
So I don't view it as a elder. I view it as nations.
Okay, I'll take that.
Who else?
It could be. You could be very right. So it says the ancient Sanhedrin elders of Yisrael.
See, Sigma, what your notes say?
I wouldn't know what he thinks.
Yeah.
I see what my notes say, but I'm like
creating with Tuck. What yours say?
Maybe that's it.
Auntie Shishi, what yours say?
Or what do you think?
Oh, what you think? Yeah, what you think? Could be what it says, elders. Oh, it doesn't say elders.
The ancient Sanhedrin or elders. So at first it was made up of elders when Moshe was had to judge everybody. And remember Jethro said, this is too much for you. You need some help. That's the original Sanhedrin.
Gotcha.
That's the original council. But then it, over time it was just a corrupt, like, little.
So when I go back to my original thought process, as far as it being the nations and 70 different nations, all of them don't recognize Yahuwah.
But remember, it took a turn for the worse. That's why I say remember Maccabees. They all just wanted a place. Remember they were putting people in charge. They wanted in charge. They necessarily didn't belong there.
Absolutely.
Like, you're not a Levite. You don't belong here. And they were paying their way in, or they was putting them in, and that's how all these nations got
in. Yeah, got power, world power, and all that stuff. My cousin, he said, I'm thinking that got to be in Maccabees somewhere.
Oh, it definitely is. Yes. Yeah, Maccabees is.
Yeah, that was crazy.
It's deep like Enoch. Like, it tells you like the origin of the 5013C that is still going on today.
Yes, it also tells you about the Ivy League schools.
Yes.
While you pledging.
Yeah.
Definitely tells you that. It tells you everything that you be like, what? No, we good Christian folks. We love we feed the homeless. It tell you about your origin.
Yep. Okay. So let's just read on. Okay.
Then he called to another and said, understand and watch everything which the shepherd shall do to these sheep. For many more of them shall perish than I have commanded.
See, that goes along with what you say. They was doing too much.
Yeah.
Like Babylon was doing too much. Assyria, like, y'all doing too much.
Yeah.
Some of them kings was cool, like Nebuchadnezzar. He eventually came to know who Yahuwah is. But some of them, y'all doing too much. Even when you think of where we are today, y'all doing too much.
Oh, yeah.
You're doing too much. I never told you to do all that.
Oh, you're doing way too much.
Way too much.
Calm down. Okay, 98. Of every access and slaughter which the shepherds shall commit, there shall be an account as how many may have perished by my command, and how many they may have destroyed of their own heads.
He said, so some of it I commanded, but some of them...
That's on you. And I didn't tell you to do that.
I never told you to do that. What do you do?
I never told you that.
Dude,
wow.
No.
Wow.
Okay.
Of all the destruction by each of the shepherds, there shall be an account, and according to the numbers, I will cause a recital to be made before me, how many they have destroyed of their own heads, and how many they have delivered up to destruction, that I may have this testimony against them, that I may know all their proceedings, and that, delivering to them, I may see what they will do, whether they will act as I have commanded them or not. Oh, hold on. That goes on to say maybe the 70 refers to the 70 years of captivity.
Okay.
I like that more.
Because some of them was doing yeah.
I like that more.
Yep.
Okay.
Yep.
However, they shall be ignorant. Neither shall you make any explanation to them, neither shall you reprove them, but there shall be an account of all the destruction done by them in their respective seasons. Then they began to kill and destroy more than it was commanded them.
Mm-hmm. Doing too much. You're doing too much to my people.
Yeah.
I put you in charge, but you're not doing what I told you to do. You're doing too much.
Absolutely.
Way too much.
And then I love that too, because I like this where it says that they have delivered up to destruction, because some of the stuff, this oppression and depression and all oppressions lead us up to
right, all oppression.
Destruction, right?
Yes, yes.
So that's on your hand too, America. You know what I'm saying? But it's crazy.
Yes. And even when you think of a lot of the things that they don't teach us, did not teach us and still don't, and with that American history, is how many people came for us. They like to throw Hitler's name around
and
please.
Villainize him.
Hitler was a little baby in a baby crib compared to some of the stuff that the other nations was doing to us.
Yes.
So they figure, let's put Hitler, have them looking over here at the those people who say they are Jews but are not, but are the synagogue of Satan.
There you go.
Let's have them look in that direction, but over here we really killing the Hebrews.
Yes. Mm-hmm.
They slaughtered us by millions.
Yeah.
And still doing it, truth be told. Yeah. That's why now we starting to rise up and they seeing consequences and repercussions because we tired. Yeah. But they was
just evil, just evil, just evil. Okay, the system is just wow. 101, okay? And they left the sheep in the power of the lions, so that very many of them were devoured and swallowed up by lions, and tigers and wild boars preyed upon them. That tower they burnt and overthrew that house.
Okay, so this will, when you read this, you think of Babel. You think of Babylon, you think of Nebuchadnezzar, because at first Nebuchadnezzar was fierce. Until he carried us away into Babylon, Nebuchadnezzar was fierce. Nobody, they was talking about how mean he was and he gonna kill us. Nebuchadnezzar, when he came through, he took no prisoners. So this would take you to Babylon. But remember, a lot of times Yah's word has a twofold. So real Babylon did it. And the system Babylon did it.
And doing it.
Doing it. Yes.
Moving.
Yes. So this is, when you read this, you think of all those kings in Babylon until Yah just said, you know what? Because don't think Daniel was the only one that got thrown to lions.
Oh, no.
Don't think Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego. Why do you think they had that furnace there? It didn't say they built the furnace for them. They just heated it up. It was already there. was already there.
You really
It was
think they
something
did?
that they did. Remember, they did it to Abraham.
You didn't know that?
Abraham is from Babylon. Did y'all know that? He called him out.
Mm-hmm.
He's from that same place. They been had their fiery furnace. How many people you think they done burned up in there? Come on.
Yeah. That's true.
Some got out, some didn't.
Yeah. That's crazy.
Yep.
And the stuff that they still have. They ain't just building it. They been had it.
Yeah, they been had it.
AI, that ain't just new. They been had that.
Please.
All the stuff that they put out to us. Oh, electric car. They been had that. They been. It's just timing.
Yes, it's just timing.
A lot of this stuff it's not your time. Like not your time yet.
And
but they still have it.
And as long as we were asleep, they knew it ain't time. We don't need it right now. They sleep.
They sleep.
But now they woke and they will not go back to sleep. Because we were woke at different periods of time, some of us, but we went right back to sleep.
Absolutely.
We ain't going back to sleep.
And again, we fade into blindness. It's gradually. And if you notice the system that we live in, it's never like, it's gradually. They know how to lure us into, make them feel comfortable so they don't doubt their reality. But it's a whole Truman Show.
Yep.
It's a whole Truman Show that we think we're making decisions. No, the system is making decisions for us as long as we're asleep.
Yeah. That's why now they try to say, don't teach them their history. Or they trying to make light of it. Like I cringe every time I hear somebody refer to life on a plantation as where we worked.
Huh.
What? Where was my paycheck? My ancestors didn't get paid.
What did that application look like?
Okay, who applied for that?
Who applied for that?
Come on.
No, that was out of disobedience.
Come on, y'all. Stop trying. They trying to like dumb it all down or don't teach them or we told them what we wanted them to know. They learning the same. Y'all ever notice?
Yep.
Every time it's Black History Month, we was learning the same old
people, the same 11 people.
Okay? But as soon as people start coming out
and talking about
countries
that
was
flooded with water, they was like, no, Rosa Parks.
You're doing too much. Then we learned about the Punch Bowl, right? Yeah. It's called the Peach Bowl. Punch Bowl. We learned about all that feeding us alligators.
And then got the nerve to sell it, and we eat it.
Talk about, ooh, that's good. It tastes like chicken. No,
it tastes like your ancestors.
Yes.
Okay? With
tastes
ranch.
Like your babies.
Okay, with ranch, because you're going to dip it in something. All right, let's go on 104. The shepherds likewise and their associates delivered them to all the wild beasts, that they might devour them. Each of them in his season, according to his number, was delivered up. Each of them, one with another, was described in a sefer. Was described in a sefer. You have
okay. No, I see.
Okay, gotcha. Was described in a sefer. How many of them, one with another, was destroyed in a sefer? That goes on to say, after they came out of Babylon from under the Medo-Persians, the Greeks began to persecute them in the arenas with lions.
Right. That's right. Yep, that's right. We see them movies with the gladiators. That was us.
Yeah, 300.
Yeah, all that. That was us.
And the crazy thing is, we don't realize that all these arenas and gymnasium, the stuff. Go to Maccabees and see what that purpose was. Okay?
Yes, and they still doing it now with sports. It's to get our attention off of what is really going on.
They was doing some nasty stuff.
Crazy.
Okay.
Them people.
That spirit too. That spirit was just disgusting. Okay, I didn't call him. I said the spirit. Okay. All right. More, however, was ordered. Everyone killed and destroyed. Then I began to weep and was greatly indignant on account of the sheep. In like manner, also I saw in the vision him who wrote, how he wrote down one destroyed by the shepherds every day. He ascended, remained, and exhibited each of his Sephrim to Yahweh of the sheep, all which they had done, and all which each of them had made away with, and all which they had delivered up to destruction. He took the cipher up in his hands, read it, sealed it, and deposited it.
Oh, somebody kept a record.
I would think that was the angel.
I said, here it go. This is they record. That's why Judgment Day ain't gonna be no joke. Like it's right here, dude. Like
yeah.
You saying we lying?
Lying where?
Which part is a lie?
I feel like he will rewind that thing back on you. Wow.
Mm-mm.
After this, I saw shepherds overlooking for 12 hours. After this, I saw shepherds overlooking for 12 hours. And behold, 3 of the sheep departed, arrived, went in, and began building all which was fallen down of that house.
So we know when they came out of Babylon, they started building the wall all over again. We got Nehemiah, Zerubbabel, and some other folks. They started building that wall. Remember, they was getting all upset. They started building the temple. They start because the 70 years is now up. So they started, and then think, like when Maury was talking about that 70 could be that 70 years they was in Babylon, in captivity. They started building everything back up. So he made sure that prophecy of the 70 years, you got to come back. Mm-hmm. So they came back and started building again. Mm-hmm. So trying to, we call build the waste places, repairs of the breach, however you want to say it. Yeah. So they came back and started building up Jerusalem.
But wait, there's more. But the wild boars, hindered them, although they prevailed not. Again,
remember Sanballat and them was trying to keep them from building the wall. They was trying to get Nehemiah to come down. Remember, they were going to kill him.
Yes.
And Nehemiah was like, no, I'm not. I'm building the wall. I'm not going.
Oh, yeah.
They tried to lure him away. And then they was start arming themselves. They had a guard up on the wall. They started arming themselves. They had, when you hear the trumpet, go to the place of the wall where the trumpet is, because that's where they coming.
Yes.
But keep building till they come. We not finna be in fear. We keep on building. But if y'all want some,
we serving it hot and ready. You know what I'm saying? Like a little Caesar over here. All right. Says, again, they began to build as before, and raised up that tower, which was called a lofty tower. And again, they began to place before the tower a table with every impure and unclean kind of bread upon it. Moreover, all the sheep were blind and could not see, as were the shepherds likewise. Dang, the shepherds was just as blind too. Mm-hmm. Thus were they delivered up to the shepherds for a great destruction, who trod them under foot and devoured them. Yet was their Adonai silent, until all the sheep in the field were destroyed. The shepherds and the sheep were all mixed together, but they did not save them from the power of the beast.
So, you would think somebody has some act right.
Yeah. You would. I would think that.
You would think. But just think about when Mashiach came. By the time Mashiach was born, because remember, he has to be born in a specific place. It has to be somewhere in Yisrael. So that's why they got to, I think that's the main reason why they got to even come back after 70 years. Because he was not going to have Mashiach born in Babylon. It's not the prophecy. But they remember when Mashiach came back, why is the Sanhedrin trying to kill Mashiach? Because the Sanhedrin is illegitimate. They don't know nothing. They don't know what they're doing. They're just breaking all kind of rules. And I used to think like, wow, how they just gonna call themselves, the Sanhedrin, they people of Yah, and they just breaking all these rules until we read Maccabees. Yep. And I said, oh, they ain't the real thing. They're not crazy. The real thing. Some of them was. All of them wasn't.
Shalom, Uncle Ronald Rod. Good to see you. Okay, 89 and 118. Then he who wrote the Sefer ascended and exhibited and read it at the residence of Yahweh of the sheep. He petitioned him for them and prayed, pointing out every act of the shepherds and testifying before him against them all. Then taking the Sefer, he deposited with him and departed. Who is the he that is pretty much, what do you call it, interceding? Is it Ezekiel? He's seeing this, writing it down. Is it who is it? Is it?
I mean, they have a name in here, and I'm trying to think, why are they saying him?
Who is the he? Yeah, is it Auntie Cami says, is it Enoch?
No, Enoch is yeah. He's in the future, so I mean Enoch is now, but Enoch right now is way into the future.
It said, then he who wrote the Sefer ascended, exhibited, looked up.
Oh yeah, not this Sefer. He's just talking about the destruction and all that. I have Baruch. Does Baruch have a book?
Yeah,
Baruch.
Yeah, we read it. Baruch.
Okay. Now it makes sense. Yes. Okay.
So it's Baruch.
Maybe that's where
Yeah, Baruch is short.
Yeah, I'm just trying to remember where I saw where the Northern Kingdom left. After a king switched, they left. And that's how they ended up in Alaska and all that. Maybe it was in Baruch. I'm trying to remember what book I read. But yeah, Baruch does have a book. Yeah. So he wrote it all down, what was going on.
And so he's the one that's interceding.
Yes.
Okay. Chapter 90. And I observed during this time that thus 37 shepherds were overlooking, all of whom finished in their respective periods as the first. Others then received them into their hands, that they might overlook them in their respective periods, every shepherd in his own period. Afterwards, I saw in a vision that all the birds of heaven arrived, eagles, the aves, kites, and ravens. The eagle instructed them all.
Okay. So he's doing a little bit of I don't want to say a backflip, but he's trying to fill in some blanks, right? So we'll scratch that for now. So they come back into the land, right? Mm-hmm. Now remember, when they came back into the land, it still doesn't belong to them. It is not considered Yisrael's land because they didn't give them they let them go live there. I'm put it that way.
Yeah.
When Darius, he was still over that land. Okay. That's why when Mashiach came, there's no king of Yisrael. There's no king sitting on a throne because it don't belong to them. They belong to someone else. So I'm gonna say belong. There was someone else ruling them.
Okay.
I'll put it that way. So who was ruling them? Instructing them all. Who was the ruling kingdom?
My cousin from far away, he says Esdras.
Esdras is not a kingdom.
Okay.
That's someone's name.
No, I saw that until she said the Romans.
The Romans.
See, I saw you. She said Rome.
The Romans. That eagle is Rome. You can holler that eagles is the United States all you want. It is Rome. Rome is still who is ruling this. Vatican, all that. Rome is still ruling this. 5013Cs, all that is Roman. It's the Roman government. They're still ruling all this. They were in rule when Mashiach came. They were in rule when, remember, Paul even said, well, I was born here, so basically I'm considered a Roman. I can make that claim even though I'm Hebrew. I can still make that claim.
Wow. America is an extension of Rome.
Exactly.
Absolutely it is.
Exactly.
And it looked like its daddy too.
Exactly.
Okay.
America is a corporation that is run by Rome.
Mm-hmm.
And the board of directors are in Rome. No matter what they tell you,
Mm-hmm.
they put them presidents in place. They report to Rome.
Oh, he said, I was thinking of Idris with the Sefer, but Aunt said Baruch. Yeah, Baruch. Yeah, it was Baruch.
Oh, okay. Oh, okay.
Yeah, this was Rome. Dad said this was Rome. Yeah, absolutely.
Yes. That eagle. Yeah,
that's crazy.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Afterwards, I saw in the vision that all I read that, my bad. Let me see.
Do it over.
Okay, afterwards, I saw in the vision that all the birds of heaven arrived, eagles, the vests, kites, and ravens. The eagle instructed them all.
World power.
Mm-hmm. They began to devour the sheep, to peck out their eyes, and to eat up their bodies.
Okay, let's not miss this. Let's not miss this, okay? So Rome is in control. I mean, still is. Mm-hmm. They're the eagles. Mm-hmm. They began to devour the sheep, to peck out their eyes, and to eat up their bodies. Mm-hmm. I want y'all to take this literal. Mm-mm-mm. I'm sorry, I just need you to. I need you to take this literal. Spiritual, yes. They did it to us every way, spiritually and physically. Mm-hmm. They took our spirituality from us. They took our language from us, and they ate us. All of the above.
Hashtag the delectable Negro.
Yes. They got a recipe. They made shoes out of us, still do. Furniture.
Teeth.
Stuffed our little hair, and they... Yeah.
Teeth. Used the skin.
Teeth. Mm-hmm. Took our teeth. Mm-hmm. Yep. Take the melanin from our skin.
Mm-hmm. Put it in sunscreen. Oh, watch out now.
It's like if you have an animal,
taxidermy,
and you use every part of the animal. Like none of it goes to waste.
Well, we were considered that.
Yes, none of it goes to waste. Mm-hmm. None of it. We're gonna use the skin. We're gonna make some cracklings. Y'all that still eat pork. Y'all know. I used to hate cracklings. I didn't even know it was pig skin.
You missed out on the good part of life.
Yeah.
Right there.
No, I never liked it.
Especially with spicy. Yes. Yeah. They said they ate us without hot sauce. You couldn't eat. Yeah. We were already seasoned.
Right.
You didn't need no hot sauce.
Right.
We come in the world seasoned.
Yes.
Yeah, they did.
They still do it. Drink our blood, the blood of our children, all that. They still do that.
They sure do.
Don't think for 1 second that they don't. And same spirit.
And they profit of us. They profit when we are a blind people.
Yes.
They profit because then when you can't see what they're doing, they can manipulate you, do whatever they're doing. How do you think they got these entertainers doing what they're doing?
Yep.
These people don't know who they are, or maybe they do. But they are making buku money.
Yep.
And these entertainers don't know they're getting pennies.
Getting nothing. It's
right.
Money.
It's not really nothing, but listen, I get you. Because you're like, well, give me their nothing. I get you. But you get what I'm saying.
But you really have
and what
nothing.
Exchange? Yes. What are you exchanging for?
You really have nothing because in the moment, all they got to do is say, income tax fraud.
Or on top of that, they can paint you crazy. And you're done. All of the work that you've done is gone.
Yep.
Paint you crazy. Right?
Just literally snatch you off the streets too. And you be like, where they at?
That's how they win. As long as we're blind and tasty, they win. But when we become awakened, they don't know what to do with us. We become like in tune, in alignment with the Most High. They don't know what we do. Get that back in check. Get them back in check.
Get them.
Show them who's boss.
That's what that. Remember that football thing we was talking about?
Yeah.
That was
that's all that.
That's all that was. Wait, they messing up the slave trade, dude.
No, not a slave trade. This is a football.
Oh, I'm sorry.
This is not a modern day slave trade.
Draft.
Yeah.
Excuse me.
Reclassification.
Sorry, it's the draft.
It's the draft.
You know, the NFL.
Yeah,
the
where
NBA.
they look at the body and you run and they want to see how fast you run.
They want to look at your teeth.
Yeah, they want to see your body. You know, kind of like what they did in slavery, but not. Yeah.
And then you write up a contract where you gotta go by and you sign it.
Yeah.
That's all.
Yeah. So it's a football
all.
trade. All right.
And I'm wondering, does hockey have a draft? How they pick hockey teams, y'all? I don't know.
I don't know, but we started. That's another thing.
Just wondering. Golf ain't got one because that's not a team.
It wouldn't even let us be in there. The various kinds, that goes on to say, the various kinds of birds is a picture of all the past kingdoms which consider the beast. Yeah. Wow.
And those nations still are coming confederate to this day. It's called the UN. That's why all this stuff going on. Unless you, if you,
what the world, girl? Shut. Why y'all let us go past R7? Why y'all let us go past?
Oh, we way past too. Y'all wrong.
I was trying to give y'all time back. I think we gotta hold that thought.
Yeah, really think about that. Yeah. And now we just waking up. We woke. I'm not even gonna say waking up. More are waking up, but we just in general as a people are woke.
Yeah, listen. If I can catch you yawning, I'm excited.
Yes,
because you waking up from something.
Yep.
She said it's after 7. You were supposed to tell me, Uncle Ron. You know this is 60 minutes.
It's supposed to be 6 or 7.
On a good day, it's 47. But come on, y'all. Accountability.
Y'all was just gonna let us go on and go on, and we're gonna be like, "Why?"
And then tomorrow we'll be like, "Where everybody at?" No, y'all went too long. It's all right. I forgive you.
Let me write. We just go. Let's just start with 90 tomorrow because we only got to first
4
or 4 or 3. That's all right.
We'll start at 90. Somebody remember chapter 90. Tomorrow. Okay, we're gonna get back onto this because wow. We got all these things. Oh, good to see. Oh, shut up.
Wow.
My bad, man. Good to see you, cousin. He said he coming from Florida. That's what I'm talking about.
Oh,
it's 10. He said it's 10 over here. And I'm complaining about a 7. My bad.
We sorry. Kind of.
A little bit. An accident. We'll see you tomorrow at 6 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. Tomorrow. Shalom, family.
Shalom.
Be encouraged. Be encouraged. So we coming in hot, okay? We coming in strong. Don't ask me what that was, but it was.